This is Ella Star with your Key Races and Bets podcast for Saturday, May 24th, also featuring Memorial Day racing on May 26th. This Key Races and Bets podcast is brought to you by Amwager.com, AMWAGER. Amwager.com is a great legal online wagering website for horse racing. Amwager.com is U.S.-based, has some great betting tools and perks, is legal for residents of most states in the U.S. and covers most tracks in North America as well as many around the world. Check it out, Amwager.com. You can also get the written version of this podcast, the Key Races and Bets blog, and it's free at Amwager.com. Just click on How to Bet and Ella Star's blog. We're going to start Saturday, May 24th with the Cliffhanger Stakes, race 9 at Monmouth at 4:57 Eastern. The top win contender is Balloony. For exactas, we're going to consider Signator. There are no words, Forever Super, and He's Pure Gold. Balloony ships into New Jersey from Saratoga, where Chad Brown's horses are getting ready for the Belmont Stakes weekend, July 4th weekend, and the full summer meeting at Saratoga. He ships in off a sharp win a little over 4 weeks ago at Tampa. Balloony had been off for 9 months prior to that, so he's going to run even better. And last year he earned a field-high 108 Echo-based speed figure winning on the grass. So the 96 figure he earned last month when not 100% fit is going to be improved upon. Sammy Camacho rides, and when he's ridden for Brown in turf routes the past 3 years, he's won 8 of 32. Part of Brown's excellent record when he brings a horse to Monmouth for turf route stakes the same period, 13 of 42, also 25%. Signator, there are no words, Forever Super, He's Pure Gold, all of a shot to complete the exact by finishing second, and that may be a better play if Balloony is below minimum odds. In the Cliffhanger Stakes, race 9 Monmouth, Saturday, 24th, 4:57 Eastern. Balloony is definitely a win bet, a low odds overlay win bet at 9-5 or higher. And for the exacta, I'd play Balloony over Signator. There are no words, Forever Super, and He's Pure Gold. The exacta can be played as trifecta as well, using those same 4 horses for third and second under Balloony. Moving over to Belmont for another great turf race on Saturday, May 24th. This is the Paradise Creek Stakes, race 10 at Belmont at the Big A, Aqueduct, 5:45 Eastern. The win contenders are Supersonic Blue and Super Swift, and there's a long shot possibility in Flat to Demat. Supersonic Blue possesses the best last race Echo-based speed figure in the field, 96, which is the best on turf by any horse in the field. He earned that figure winning the John Shear Stakes April 6th at Santa Anita at 6.5 furlongs. The effort followed a 3-month rest, with Supersonic Blue winning a similar turf sprint race prior to the layoff with an 83 figure. So he improved a lot over the winter. In both recent wins, Supersonic Blue led from start to finish, and with red-hot jockey Flavian Pratt aboard for the Paradise Creek, we can expect the same type of effort. Additionally, with improvement in his second start off a layoff, that makes Supersonic Blue the one to catch and to beat in the Paradise Creek. Super Swift has been nearly perfect in 5 sprint races in his career, winning twice, finishing second in 3 others. In 2 of his runner-up efforts, Super Swift missed winning by inches, and the runner-up from his most recent race flattered him by winning his next start. Super Swift has only run in a turf sprint once previously, last fall, in the Atlantic Beach Stakes on the turf course at Aqueduct, where he finished second behind Warheart, who led from start to finish. Considering Supersonic Blue is the horse likely to be leading from the start, Super Swift could be able to run as well or better, sitting off the pace. Considering his last race speed figure is 99, is the best in the field and bears improving in his first start off a short layoff. Flat to the Mat doesn't have multiple wins or positive experience in stakes like Supersonic Blue and Super Swift, but he ran very well in his only previous start in a turf sprint, and his last race can be ignored when looking at his chances to run competitively in this race. After starting his career in a dirt sprint and finishing 8th, Flat to the Mat stretched out to 2 turns and moved to turf, resulting in another 8th-place finish. Changing trainers to Mike Maker and shortening up to this 6-furlong trip on grass, Flat to the Mat rallied nicely from 8th of 10 to win by a head on the line with Dylan Davis aboard, earning 82 figure. An all-weather sprint try followed where he finished 5th, and then when entered in the Palisades Stakes, run on dirt after being scheduled on turf last month, he stayed out in that race, although it was run on a sloppy track, and finished 4th. But now Flat to the Mat is reunited with Davis for the Paradise Creek and returns to the distance and surface of his best effort. He has an upset chance. In the Paradise Creek, race 10 at Belmont of the Big A Aqueduct, Saturday, May 24th, 5:45 Eastern. We're going to look at Supersonic Blue first for a win bet at 2-1 or higher. Super Swift at 5-2 and Flat to Mat at 5-1. Now, if you bet this race on Amwager, there's a Dutching tool which prorates the wagers based on the odds, so you earn about the same amount, and that's a great way to play a race like this. For the exactas, Supersonic Blue and Super Swift over, Supersonic Blue, Super Swift, Flat to the Mat, and I'll add Jet Sweep Joe and Pivotal Moment. And for the another exact, I want a box, Supersonic Blue, Super Swift, and Flat to the Mat. For the trifectas, I want to play Supersonic Blue and Super Swift over all, over Supersonic Blue, Super Swift, Flat to the Mat, Jet Sweep, and Pivotal Moment. And this basically is an extension of the exacta into the trifecta with the same horses in third as in second. If two of the three come in second and third, you win both bets. Another one is similar, is Supersonic Blue and Super Swift over, Supersonic Blue and Super Swift over, Flat to the Mat, Jet Sweep, and Pivotal Moment. This is because I feel Supersonic Blue and Super Swift are going to run first and second probably, and then we can catch the trifecta with any of the other three finishing third. Now we got a couple of great races on Monday to talk about, starting with the Gamely Stakes. Monday, May 26th, race 7 at Santa Anita, post time 7 p.m., the Gamely Stakes, grade 1 race. Top win contenders here are Lady Claypool and no-show Sammy Joe, and other contenders are Expensive Queen and Kinjani. In a very strong edition of the Gamely Stakes, where 6 of the 9 winning would be no surprise, Lady Claypool gets top billing. She's won 3 in a row, all on turf, 2 at 9 furlong distance, at the 9 furlong distance of this race, and all at Santa Anita. Her most recent win came in the Grade 3 Santa Anita Stakes March 15th, so she's moving up to the Grade 1 level for the first time, but the 104 Equibase speed figure she earned in that race tells me she fits with these, considering the best figure this year on grass was earned by Liguria, winning the Grade 2 Buena Vista, which is 107. Lady Claypool drew the rail for the Santa Ana as she does for this race, and Tiago Pereira, who's 3 for 3 when riding her, came off the rail and rallied wide, still winning easily. The runner-up from that race came back to win the Santa Barbara Stakes. And with a very strong pair of workouts this month coming into the race, Lady Claypool could win her second straight race in a row. No-show Sammy Joe ran poorly in the Grade 1 Jenny Wiley last month at Keeneland. That was her first start after 5 months off. Prior to that, she won 4 in a row and lost by a nose. The best of those was the nose defeat in November in the Grade 3 Long Island Stakes, with Pratt aboard as today. Pratt's ridden her once before that to a win in May and continues to be the hottest rider in North America in big races, particularly in graded stakes on turf, where at Santa Anita alone over the past 5 years, Pratt is 25 for 86. He's been working, the horse, Sammy Joe, has been working great for Grand Motion at his Fair Hills racing facility, and Motion and Pratt are 2 for 2 at Santa Anita over the past year and a half as well. Expensive Queen was visually impressive, winning her U.S. debut at Keeneland following 5 months off and should improve, but she does move up a lot in class from non-winners of 1X allowance to Grade 1. Nevertheless, she could hit the board at least, and it's notable that trainer Brendan Walsh has brought a horse in to run in the Gamely for the last 4 years, winning in 2022 with Ocean Road off an identical pattern of an allowance win at Keeneland. Kinjani was away from the races for 14 months when returning on May 9th at Santa Anita, likely with this race in mind. She ran well for second and had significant traffic trouble, so may be good for a share as well. In the Gamely Stakes on Monday, May 26th, race 7 at Santa Anita, 7 Eastern, I'm going to consider both Lady Claypool and no-show Sammy Joe for win bets at 2-1 or more. And when presented with an opportunity to wager on more than one horse to win, we get a mathematical edge by using a Dutching tool to prorate our wagers. There's a free Dutching tool at Amwager, and all we have to do is select the total amount we want to win to wager, and then select 2 horses, and all the work is done. And that's just one of many good tools and perks available for horse racing fans at Amwager. For the exacta, I want to play Lady Claypool and no-show Sammy Joe over, Lady Claypool, no-show Sammy Joe, Expensive Queen, and Kinjani. The last race on this week's Key Races and Bets podcast and blog is the Shoemaker Mile. Monday, May 26th, race 9 at Santa Anita, 8 Eastern. The top win contenders are Mi Hermano Ramon, Seal Team, and Formidable Man. And for exacta tickets, King of Gosford and Additland. Mi Hermano Ramon gets slight preference in a strong field based on 2 factors, pace and jockey. If both Goliad and Cabo Spirit run as expected, the early pace is going to be contested and really fast. They draw the two outside posts and have to go because being in front early is all they know what to do. Additionally, Goliad shares ownership and the same trainer, Dick Mandela, with Seal Team. Is likely in the race to give those connections a 1-2 punch. A horse entered to go the lead in order to set up a closer is called a rabbit, and it is a common tactic in European racing and sometimes employed in North America. But the thing about rabbits is they don't necessarily help only the horse they're designed to help. And in this case, Goliad in the race benefits Mi Hermano Ramon, particularly with Cabo Spirit in the field. Mi Hermano Ramon won the Seabiscuit Stakes last November, the only time Barrios rode him previously, with a huge rally from 8th and 9 lengths back with a quarter mile to run, and he won going away. That effort earned a 122 Equibase speed figure and could be repeatable here with the pace setup and with Barrios riding for the first time since the Seabiscuit. Seal Team, again, part of the uncoupled entry with Goliad, finished second when last seen in February at this mile trip in the Thunder Road Stakes, after breaking through the gate at the start and then starting 9th. Before that, he finished third behind Johannes and Mi Hermano Ramon, just barely, and before that, he was 5th in the Seabiscuit when he made a big move from 6 lengths back and 4th on the turn to lead but that premature rally took its toll. Hernandez rides for the first time, and from the rail, Seal Team can save ground, relax early, and time his move better, just as when winning the Twilight Derby on this course in the fall of 2023. He went from 8th on the turn to 5th with the 8th mile to run and blew by 4 horses to win. Formidable Man has won 6 of 11 on the grass, including the similar Kilroe Mile when last seen in March. The layoff is no problem as he won the Hollywood Derby last November off a 3-month layoff, and it appears Rispoli rightly chose him to ride over Seal Team, who Rispoli had ridden to all 3 of his career wins, because Rispoli has been aboard for the last 4 wins Formidable Man has earned, all in stakes. King of Gosford won the Mathis Mile for 3-year-olds only in December, took 4 months off, and then was second to wire winner Cabo Spirit in the American Stakes last month. Cabo Spirit's unlikely to get the easy lead here, so King of Gosford is yet another with a shot, and Pratt has been aboard for 3 of his 5 U.S. wins. Adelan won the Whittingham Stakes 23 days ago at a mile and a quarter, and has a big kick, can benefit from the hot pace and the cutback in distance. It is notable, however, that Barrios, who had ridden him in all 4 career wins, 3 in stakes, chooses Mi Hermano Ramon to ride in this race. In the Shoemaker Mile, race 9 Santa Anita, Monday, May 26th, 8 Eastern. We should consider win bets on any 2 of the 3 contenders, Mi Hermano Ramon, Seal Team, Formidable Man, at the highest odds of 5-2 or higher. And if the odds are high enough, the 2 of the 3 are above the minimum, and that should be the case. This is another good race to use a Dutch tool and Amwager to get the best mathematical edge when making win bets possible. For the exact, I want to play Mi Hermano Ramon, Seal Team, and Formidable Man over Mi Hermano Ramon, Seal Team, Formidable Man, King of Gosford, and Adelan. Don't forget, you can get the written version of all this action for Saturday the 24th and Monday the 26th free at amwager.com, AMWAGER. Click on How to Bet in Elvis Star's blog. While you're there, look around. If you're not a member, sign up. Legal for residents of most states, covers most tracks in North America, many around the world. Check it out at amwager.com, and thanks for listening.